Hey guys, what are we on? 236, I think. 235? I don't know. Somewhere right in there. Anyway, I'm still awake from yesterday's video. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning now. And I'm physically tired, but I'm still kind of mentally wound up from the wedding. So I'm just getting a little head start on tomorrow's project. I'll probably sleep in a little bit, but I'll definitely be hitting the bathroom and everything by the afternoon. I put together a list of everything I need, and it's not going to be that bad. Should be well under $100, probably closer to 80. Not really that big of a deal. Couple tools I do need to buy. Yes, one of you had mentioned a handsaw miter box deal, and those are a lot cheaper than I thought. Home Depot has a couple under 20 bucks, so I will pick one of those up. Totally doable. I only have to cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 or 10 pieces, and it's mostly quarter round, so absolutely no big deal there. No, I'm not buying any kind of power miter saw for that. There's a mosquito in here. Get. Stupid thing. Beyond that, the only bigger thing I need to buy is a corded drill. I've got a really nice cordless drill, but they're not high, at least the one I have, isn't really high speed and not especially high torque. None of the cordless ones are anywhere near the torque of a corded. And I need that for three things. One, I need to mix some grout, and I need to get one of those mud mixers. Super cheap at Home Depot. They got one for like $5, good for a gallon. That's all I need. I don't need a big one. I'm not doing any more huge buckets of stuff. Just need enough to touch up parts of the shower, go around the base. No big deal there. Probably use half a gallon worth at the most. And I need it to work the tool for drilling the holes with the hole saws for the doorknob. That definitely needs a corded drill. And I need it for, I looked up how to clean all that dried grout off the shower floor. I didn't know when he was doing it that he shouldn't have left any grout on the tiles as it was drying. What he should have done is just cleaned it off with a wet sponge right after he put in the actual grout, and then it would have been clean. And like I said, I didn't know. So if I would have known, I would have told him to do it, or I would have done it after he left, obviously. But it's set, and it's been there a good couple weeks now, so it is hard as a rock on top of the glass tiles. Not a huge deal. I found a couple videos online showing how to get that off really easily with a nylon brush attachment on a high-speed drill. And it comes right off. The videos are specifically the little glass tiles on the shower floor for this exact problem. And they do zip it right off, does absolutely no damage to them, and doesn't touch the actual grout in the lines. The only problem is it does create a mess of dust. It's pretty much like power sanding. So what I'm going to have to do is get the wife to help me tomorrow. Luckily, it's a weekend. And we'll seal ourselves up in the bathroom. I'll turn off the AC, just like I did for the last time he sanded, and I'll pull in the shop vac, put a fresh couple filters on it, and she can kind of follow me around as I use the drill and suck it up a lot and kind of filter the air in there a little bit before we come out, because we are not dirtying up the house again. And I'll just leave the drop cloth on the door for a while again. So that should minimize the dust, and I'll probably have the whole shower cleaned up from the grout in 10-15 minutes at the most. Should take about the same to drill the holes for the doorknobs once I get the tool on there. And I just need to get a little 1-inch chisel to mortise out for the hinges and the door side striker plate. Not a huge deal there. That's just putting the door up and measuring where stuff is, putting the hinges on, measuring around, chiseling those out. Should just take a few minutes. I got to paint the door. I've got paint left over from the ceiling, which is a nice white, so I'll paint the inside of the door that'll also match the trim pieces. Not a huge deal there. It should probably take one coat. It's like an almond color. It's a really light almond color from the store, so it shouldn't need 2 coats. Gotta measure, cut, and then paint the trim. Toilet will go right in. The kit I got has everything in it. Got new lines. Just need to cut the foam flush, put on the escutcheon there, and that's done. Yeah, I can't see this going, for me, even with a trip to Home Depot, more than 5-6 hours. I mean, Granted, I'll probably make a couple cutting mistakes or something, but I mean, it should be all done except for just hanging the glass just because I'm missing the parts tomorrow. So anyway, what I was saying is about the drill. Everything at Home Depot looks great except the drill. They've got one cheap one for like 30 bucks. It's a 1500 RPM, which is what I need for the nylon brush and everything. But it's real basic. I mean, it doesn't even have a keyless chuck, no extras to it. It's just a trigger and a motor, basically. Walmart has one for 30 bucks, which is the one Home Depot has for 50 bucks. And it gives you some extra attachments and bit storage and a keyless chuck, and it's still a 1500 variable rate and everything. And so it's 20 bucks cheaper. But everything else I'll get at Home Depot. So I'm just going to run over to Walmart right now, pick up the drill just so I don't have to do it tomorrow. And by the time I get back, I should be ready for bed. So yeah, that's the plan. We'll see how it goes. Well, a good morning so far. Got here and they actually had another drill that wasn't on the website. And it's in between the two cheap models that Home Depot had and the one here. It has a keyless chuck. It was only 20 bucks. You know, it's some China brand, but it's still a high speed. It's actually higher speed than the one here that was 30 bucks. It's the same amperage, 3.2, as the cheap one at Home Depot, so it's still more than enough that I need for what I need to do. I'm not doing any huge jobs. So, you know, cool. Saved 10 bucks there. And I was walking to check out, and I'm walking by the electronics, and I picked up a new Nexus. I'd been searching and searching and searching. You know, I'd been on the hunt for one since they came out. Drove up north trying to catch a good sale, and of course they didn't actually have them in stock. But I'd been seeing little sales on them here and there, but they'd only be up for like an hour for an online store, and I'd miss it. I'd look for them used. I was actually supposed to meet a guy tomorrow morning for one. He was selling a 32 gig for about 50 bucks off. You know, used of course, but I don't care if it's new or used as long as it's in good condition. But he texted me tonight while I was at the wedding and said that it sold. And that's happened twice in the last couple weeks. And then I had a couple people just never respond, so they probably sold and they didn't take the ads down off Craigslist. But anyway, you know, just had no luck finding a deal on one. Surprisingly, Sam's Club doesn't even have any discount off the Nexus at all. The last model, that's where I got my last one, they always had them for 20, 25 bucks off, depending on which one you got. And that was just their normal price, but they're still full retail. I mean, everywhere I look, everyone's still full price. So they're still in high demand, obviously. And, you know, it's not a huge difference, but I do use it a lot. It's pretty much what I use to watch movies, surf in bed, that kind of thing. And I do get a lot of use out of it. I do need to get a case. I'll have to order one. They had one here that looked like it would be okay, but they wanted 40 bucks for it. It's ridiculous. I can get it on Amazon for like 18 shipped. And I'm going to get the same one that I have on my previous. I wish it worked with, you know, old and new, but there's a slight size difference. It's just an awesome case. The unit snaps into one end and you can prop it up in two different positions, so it's perfect for watching movies on. And then you can flip it around and just use it as a normal cover. Plus, it doesn't have any snaps or anything. There's no Velcro. It just has a little lip that catches when it closes to stay shut. So it's just super convenient. Of course, it has a magnet to shut it off automatically. Just an awesome case. So I'm going to get that same one again. And I'll just, you know, sell my old one. The old one is a 32 gig with the case. You know, I'll only ask like, I don't know, 140 just to get rid of it. I know it's way under what other people are selling the old ones for, but I just want to move it, you know. Anyway, it'll probably still be up on Craigslist for a month at the rate I have luck with people buying stuff off Craigslist. I'll have 9 out of 10 flake out even for free stuff. Like, I'm going to give away the rest of the big scraps of the drywall, and I've got 2 big chunks of the concrete board that I'm sure somebody can use. It's all good. It's all new. It's just long sizes, chunks that got cut, whatever. They're not full sheets, so I can't return them. But I have no need for them. I don't need to store more stuff up on top of the garage or anything. So I'll put up a free ad on Craigslist, and I know damn well I'll give it a week. You know, if nobody just comes over and gets it, it's going in the trash. I'll cut it up and, you know, throw it out over a week or two for the trash days. But anyway, I'm going to go home now I'm kind of getting tired, so got the drill, got the start on the project, got the Nexus, so that makes me happy there. And tomorrow I'll head right on over to Home Depot, get the rest of what I need, and we'll get started and knock this bitch out. Well, it's noon. I'm back at Home Depot. Just got out of there with most of the stuff I need. There's one thing I can't find so far, and that's the nylon brush. Of course, they show a bunch of options online, nothing in store. Lowe's has one part they show in store, but I can't tell from the website if it's exactly what I need. It looks like some kind of weird 90-degree part. So I'm going to trek on over there. They're about 15 minutes away, and take a look at it. So if that's not what'll do the job, I'll have to mail order that thing and wait on cleaning the tiles. But I got a mud mixer, got a hand miter saw, paintbrushes I had at home, checked for those. I got some grout sealer. I got a freaking whole kit of chisels, because the cheapest thing they had was 11 bucks for 3 of them, and if you wanted to buy just a single, which I just needed a 1-inch, it was more than 10 bucks. So there's that. I got the tool or the template and the hole saw kit for putting in the doorknob, and the chisel was for doing the striker plate and the hinges. And some mask, gloves, drop cloth, finishing nails, silicone, a couple other small things. So we're up to 73 bucks plus 20 for the drill, so we're up to 93 bucks already, plus the nylon brush. So we'll be right around 100 bucks for the supplies and tools. And to top it all off, the wife is sick as a dog this morning. She just got a flu shot, and we think it didn't really react with her that well. She's lost her voice. She's hacking up a lung today. So even if I had the nylon brush, she could not help me today, because she could not be in there breathing that kind of stuff. So off to Lowe's, and hopefully they have the part. Well, it looks like I'm screwed on cleaning the tile today, because they don't actually have the nylon brush here either. All they have are the wire wheel attachments. That is obviously not what I need. That would scratch the hell out of the tile. So I will do what I can today and order the nylon brush. Alright, it's 2:30. I am getting tired, man. I'm in the post-wedding cool down. It's completely normal for after a wedding, but I need to get something done. Wife can't help with anything, and I did order a nylon brush, so it'll be here sometime next week. And got the drill unpacked here. I've got the door drill kit, so I'm just going through that. I want to get the door on first, since that'll help seal out the room, and all that dust can more easily be contained. So I'm going through here and got all the parts. From now on, I'm checking parts when I open boxes. And let's see. Position the bracket on the door using the auto strike locator. Line up auto strike locator with center of mortise in the door jamb and slide into mortise. Alright, so it looks like I got to carry all this inside. Basically slip this over the raw door and align it with the hole in the frame, and then you give these a whack with a hammer and it makes a little set point. Pretty easy there so far, and gives you all the drills you need. Little ones for the pilot holes, and then looks like a spade for something. Maybe that's for the side of the door. And this is for the lock set. I don't know. I'm gonna actually read through these instructions. Never done this before. So it's one of those things where you get one shot and then you gotta buy a new door if you screw up. Alright, let's see how this comes out. Aha, the key part of this I was missing. I couldn't figure out exactly how you're supposed to position it that accurately. It's got to be on the hinges first. I'd watched some videos on doing this, and they were going through doing this part first and then the hinges, but that doesn't make any sense. They were measuring. They were doing a brand new frame and everything, so it didn't matter where their mortise was, but I'm reusing my existing frame. So I have to have this lined up to the existing work. So that means I have to put the door up and see where the hinges are going to actually be, and then I'll outline them and chisel those out and get those up and get the door hung, and then I can do this part. This looks really easy. This just slips over. You slide this up and down the door. You don't close it all the way. This will go into the hole in the frame, and then once you get it to that point, you go tap, 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 drill, 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 screw, screw, screw. All right, that makes sense. So, yep, got to go in the house and figure out exactly where I need it on the hinges. Okay, so what I did is I brought the door in, and the new hinges are already in the frame. So what I did is I propped the door up on a towel onto the floor, got the height right, lined it up with the hinges, and outlined them. So now I've got where the hinges should be in this door. Now I got my new chisel and my new hammer, and what I need to do is mortise out the outline here so that the new hinges can be inset to the depth of the thickness of half the hinge. So that way this is flush in the frame. So I'm just going to tap a square outline. I'm not going to try for the curve. I don't really care. You won't see it. And then carefully just gouge out the depth part. Should be able to then separate the hinges, screw in these two plates, and hang the door. Should be pretty simple. Kind of winging it though. We'll see what happens. Okay, gonna have to do some more research. The video I watched on doing this was probably on a different kind of door, like solid wood. This is one of those composite things, and it's flaking apart and just splitting. I mean, it's almost like a cardboard veneer on the outside. Not at all working. It almost completely cracked just doing the outline, and this is impossible to try to chip away. It just, I don't know. I'll be damned if I'm going to go buy a stupid router just to do these things. This is ridiculous. Okay, I can make this work. I'm taking it real slow. I'm just shaving little layer by little layer, taking real shallow cuts. So it's not splitting, and I'm not digging into that side. It's just enough where the hinge will cover that little piece that came out. But yeah, it's going to take a little while because I'm going to go real slow so it doesn't split. And it's hard because I can't do a real even layer. I have to do it in sections, but I'll get it. Yet another thing that he didn't know about, when I brought these hinges into him, he tried to put them up, and he says, "Oh, these are the wrong hinges. You bought external door hinges." And I thought it was really odd because, number one, I didn't see any special hinges around. I got these in a pack where I got the door, and they look just like the ones I took off as far as the shape and everything. So I'm kind of arguing with him. He's like, "No, you got to go back to Home Depot." And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, "Hey, you just want a fucking break." So I'm walking out, and I look at the door going out. Is that grease? No, that's paint. I look at the door going out the bedroom, and I say, "Hold on." I hold this up. Exact same size. I'm like, "What's your problem? Why can't you use these?" Oh yeah, I guess I can. Yeah, nice buddy. But I have no idea why he even mounted these to the frame, because I'm looking at them now, and of course it's my first time doing this, so that's my excuse. Obviously it was his first time too. These aren't like the old hinges. There's no pin anymore. They're solid. And they're just like the big oak door I've got here on the porch. So these are what they're calling security doors. And I didn't know what they meant. It had this like tab here. When you close it, it just fits into this hole. And I guess that's so you can't slide the door, but you can't even take it off the hinges. It's one solid piece. So You know, the one I took out, I just popped out the pin like every other door I've ever seen, but I'm old. So these, they just screw on to the door first, and then you hold it up and screw it onto the frame. But I have to say, that is not bad. That is not bad at all. That's a perfect fit. So, I know how to do that now. I'm going to go ahead and do the other one. Screw these on, mount up the door, and I'll be ready to tackle the doorknob. Okay, I'm about to give up. This is why I hate doing this stuff. I'm not good at it. I'm not a freaking handyman. I hate carpentry. The door is the wrong size for the frame. It's supposed to be a 28 inch, and it's just off. Even if this was right to the edge, wouldn't have enough. So what do? Shave down the door? It's freaking ridiculous. I can't. I guess I have to go buy a whole framed door kit. It's another 80 bucks. Gotta rip most of this out again. Wonderful. You know what pisses me off the most is, I didn't buy that door on my own. The jackass assured me that it would work with my frame. And I was at the store. I said, dude, can I go with this cheap door where you have to cut the holes and fit everything yourself? Or do I have to buy the complete door ready to drop in? Nope, you can get the plain door and I can do the rest. Okay. You know, to those of you that said I was stupid to try to save money and go the cheap route, you are absolutely freaking right. There is no cheap way of doing this crap. There is nobody competent that doesn't cost a lot. There is no cheap way to buy the tools. This is great. Now I'm out 70, 80 bucks at least for that door and frame all put together. Out 10 bucks for the chisels. Those I don't need for anything other than what I just did. Out 15 bucks for this. No, that was 20. 20 bucks for this kit. Completely wasted. Probably some other stuff. You know, so I'm out another at least 130 bucks so far. And I still don't have a door. If I would have just got the right door to begin with, would have been in. Okay, you know what? I am done for today. I feel like throwing this phone against the wall right now. I feel like taking this hammer to that asshole's skull. Done. Pick up on this tomorrow. See ya.